In this video, we're going to look at rounding. So first of all, to round, we need to look at the next column to the one that we're rounding. If it's 5 or more, we round up. If it's 4 or less, we round down. For example, if I have the number 13,864, and I want to round that to the nearest 10, I need to look at the tens column, the 6. So to round it, I have to look at the one after. That's the one I'm going to change. So it's a 4, so that's less than 5, so that means we round down, so our 6 doesn't change. So my answer would be 13,860, rounded down to the nearest 10. If I wanted to round the same number to the nearest 100, I would have to look at the hundreds column, that's the 8. So then I look to the next number, it's a 6, that's more than 5, so I need to round up, so my 8 will change to a 9, and my answer will be 13,900. To the nearest 100. Same for the nearest 1,000. Look at the thousands column, it's the 3. The next number is an 8, which is more than 5, so we round up. So our answer becomes 14,000 to the nearest 1,000. You can also round numbers to a certain number of decimal places. So for example, if I wanted to round this number to 1 decimal place, I would need to look at that first decimal place, and that's where I'm going to cut it off. So I want to get rid of the rest of it. So I look at the next number, it's a 3. That's less than 5, so that means I round down, so my 8 doesn't change. So to 1 decimal place, this would be 4.8. For this example here, 4.852, to 1 decimal place, I'm going to cut it off again at the 8. The next number is a 5 this time, so that means I have to round up, so my 8 will become a 9, and my answer is 4.9. This example is slightly different, 1.967. If I want to round it to 1 decimal place, I cut it off at the 9. The next number is a 6, so that would round my 9 up, which would round it up to 10. But we can't have that, so that means it will be a 0, and I'll round my next number up as well, so it will become 2.0. The 0 is meaningless, but if they've asked you in the question to put 1 decimal place, you might as well put the 0 on the end, because then you've given them the decimal place that they're asking for. Another example, 4.85951. Let's round it to 2 decimal places, so let's cut it off after the second decimal place. The next number is a 9, so that means to round up, so our 5 will become a 6. So the answer to 2 decimal places will be 4.86. Same sort of method for 3 decimal places. We just look at the third decimal place, look at the number after it, and decide whether to round up or down. So for example, 4.8325. So our third decimal place is 2. The next number is a 5, so that means we have to round up, so it becomes a 3. So to 3 decimal places, it would be 4.833. So here's a tricky one, 1.9999. I look at my third decimal place. The next number is a 9, so that means it rounds up, but we can't round 9 up, it would go to 10. So that means we round the next one up, which would also go to 10. So then we round the next one up. So our final answer for this one would actually be 2. And then we can add the 0.000 to give them the 3 decimal places that they've asked for in the question. So to recap, to round a number, we look at the number after the one we want to round. If it's 5 or more, we round up. If it's 4 or less, we round down, so the number doesn't change.